Today, viewers, I am going to test the #1 tactic on the FM Arena page. Last week, of course, we tested Coinbird's strikerless tactic, and you guys absolutely loved that. He told me about this website, you might already have heard about it, where he has been putting that tactic to the test. And when I looked on that website, they have an average rating, they have everything that you need, which can suggest that this tactic at the top here is the best currently in the database, and it is the Red Star 442 made by CSTG Kane. Coinbird also gave me access to this database, which is a test division. Kind of like what we just seen on the FM Arena, these tactics are tested in test leagues, very much like this one. It is a 10-team test league, and you can see here, we are currently into Milan Manager, set to not be sacked. That's why the little editor button is in there, although I can't actually press it. Set to not be sacked no matter what tactic we use. They play 72 games across the season. Now, a little bit of information about this is that they told me if you finish second behind Liverpool, it's probably classed as a really good tactic. And that is because for some reason Liverpool are just completely overpowered in this, and not to mention they gave me a rough points per game ratio, which I should be aiming to get above. That should be deemed a success in this. So I'm going to show you the results for the tactic in this league at the end, and let you know roughly whether they was a success compared to what they consider to be great due to points per game and due to roughly where they finish. Now, I also want to test this tactic the old-fashioned way, how I like to do it across different leagues around the world at different standards in their league, whether they are predicted to finish relegation zone, maybe they're predicted to finish mid-table or slightly elite in that level. I've tested this in 4 different leagues as well as the test league, so let's see roughly how it does. And first, let's take a look at the actual tactic itself. So yes, I don't know whether it was a bit of a spelling mistake, but it says Restart 442 instead of Red Star, but still, there we go. Tactical style, yeah, attacking mentality, and you can see it is a 4-4-2, but with the 2 centre midfielders, Segundo Volantes on attack. Yes, as soon as I seen this, I was so intrigued. If it was just a flat 4-4-2, I probably wouldn't have tried it. But I was so intrigued by these 2 roles because a Segundo Volante is one of those roles that always has my intrigue. And a lot of you always tell me, I use a Segundo Volante. It's amazing. You should try it, Luke. So if you do use it, let me know down in the comments, because this one has 2 of them on attack in that defensive midfield position. And you can see here, the Segundo Volante is different from a deep line playmaker in that role. It's primarily a defensive one suited to being paired with an anchor. No, where to pair them with another Segundo Volante. It's also different from a ball-winning midfielder. This is a very unique player role in that it's often run with the ball and arrive late, or arrive with a late run into the opposition area in as much the same way as a box-to-box central midfielder does. When in an attack duty, the Segundo Volante will get further forward and frequently look to arrive late in the opposition's penalty area, as well as attempt more shots on goal. So this is kind of a DM which will get forward as much as possible. So really you need to look at players with good stamina, good natural fitness, as well as has like good breakup of play, things like defensive positioning, but also has a good shot on him maybe, and decent at passing and tackling. So it's a very well-rounded player that you need for this, and you're probably going to need 4 of them because you're playing 2 in the midfield in this role who are going to be bombing up and down a lot in this save. So the other roles, and we can see 2 advanced forwards, and I'll go through them so you can see the player instructions before we go forward. There's a lot of them selected here for the wide midfielders, and that's basically because it doesn't want to secure as a winger or like an inverted winger wide midfielder with all of these roles selected the same on the other side. The 2 Segundo Volantes here you can see does have some roles also selected. The same is on this one too. Inverted wingbacks we can see. That's obviously to help when the breakup of play happens on the opposite end, so you have a bit more security in that midfield. 2 ball-playing defenders there on defense and a sweeper keeper on support. So let's take a look at the team instructions then, because in possession we are playing fairly wide, playing out of defense. Not a lot selected here, is there? We can see some mixed crosses, working the ball into the box, running out of defense, standard passing directness, slightly higher tempo. Already I'm enjoying this because it's different. I like different when it works. Gegenpress style, but throwing it long, nothing really else selected. And out of position, we have a standard defensive line, a much higher line of engagement, a much more trigger press with a short goal kick distribution. We're forcing the opposition outside as well. Does it have corner routines or anything set up? So it does. It has a near post corner routine, but of course we know that's slightly nerfed now, but not to the point where it won't work at all. I guess we'll probably score some goals from that. Now we are using mines here, and the reason reason why is because I guess they're not really predicted to finish very high in the Bundesliga. And they do have some players which I think are fantastic for these roles, and I've selected them in here. The only one I haven't is the second Segundo Volante. Now, we've obviously done a season already. How do we do? Well, we finished third in the Bundesliga, which, to be honest, is a complete success. 62 points. Isn't a very high tally for a team like Mainz, because if we do take a look at their club information, they're predicted to finish in 12th. There's only 18 teams in the Bundesliga, so they have massively overachieved already. Competitions-wise, they were also knocked out the semi-final of the Cup. But it doesn't stop there. I've tested this with other teams as well and had some complete success. If we take a look at Scunthorpe, their media prediction is 24th. That is slap bang bottom of the Sky Bet League 2. And their team is absolutely dreadful. Sorry, Scunthorpe fans. It is. And yet, somehow, third place, promotion, 1 point behind top. Yes, no signings whatsoever. I will show you just to make sure I'm not pulling the wool over your eyes. I spent nothing after any of these players came in, which is what happens at the start of the game. I literally just loaded the tactic in, and again, I didn't select anybody for this role. I literally just let the assistant manager, who is also awful, by the way, at judging player ability, and let the game just simulate itself for the whole season. In the cups, it didn't do too well. Third round of the Carabao Cup is not bad at all. The quarterfinal of the Papa John's Trophy's not bad, considering they were knocked out by Sunderland, who is a league above. But what a fantastic campaign that is for Scunthorpe. So it works in lower league, it works in the Bundesliga. How about the Spanish league? Well, we can see here, Levante finished in third place. Just 2 points behind Atletico Madrid. Barcelona, by the way, down in 8th. That's hilarious. But still, how have Levante managed to secure Champions League football? It's insane. They scored the most goals in the league. They had the most shots, most dribbles, most tackles won. It's the first time we're looking at these statistics, but it's still rather interesting. And even in games against teams like Real Madrid, despite going 1-0 down very early on in the 4th minute, we can see here a bit of a rejuvenation. They managed to win 3-1 and scored all 3 of their goals after the 70th minute, which is a bit of a smash and grab considering that they were 1-0 down after 4 minutes. More big wins here over Sevilla, a 5-1 victory there. Sevilla are no team to be snuffed at either. So there's some massive wins that we can see, and even towards the end of the season, a 1-0 win against Barcelona, 4-1 against Athletic Bilbao. It's a fantastic tactic, viewers. 2-0 against the team above them, Atletico Madrid. They're not even conceding goals against these teams. And I think that's the security that these roles give you. The 2 defenders that we can see, the ball playing defenders, set to defend. That's their main duty. They don't really have any other role. The inverted wingbacks on support, you will find when you're in attack, they are sitting around about here, in behind the Segundo Volantes, filling that gap. So when the breakup of play does happen, they're there to cover anything in the middle and break up play there. Now, if you are to say, well, that leaves my wings exposed, not necessarily, because that's what these roles do. They will sit here, and if the ball gets played down the wing, they will go down in this area here and try and cover, play the ball out. So you are kind of covered with that inverted wingback role. The sweeper keeper obviously there for any balls kicked over, and you've got so many attacking options when you're going forward because of all these 4 here, all set to attack, as well as these 2 here. Yet they are defensive roles. It just gives you so much power. Now, the test league. Now, what we are looking at from the people who created like Coinberg and Stick Piano, who I leave links for down in the description. Thank you very much, gentlemen, by the way, for lending me this test database. They told me that anything over 1.8 points per game is classed as a success and a promising tactic. Not to mention as well, points across the league campaign, if we're getting anywhere of around 140, that's to be considered elite level for the season. And well, if we take a look at this, I think this is elite, because Inter Milan finished on 140 points and beat Liverpool to become champions of this test league. Obviously a huge success. They mentioned to me Liverpool are just very overpowered in this. They tend to win the league a lot. So if you do finish second, don't be disheartened by it. Look at more the points per game and the points and everything that you managed to get. But we beat Liverpool. We got a very good points tally of 140. And if you do take a look at the points per game, 1.94 points per game. So we are above that 1.8 points per game ratio that they said to be considered a massive success. We had the most goals, 157 goals. Most shots, 1,202. It's because we're playing so many games, obviously. Most tackles won as well. The highest in the tackles won, so they are pressing very high, winning the ball back. And this is obviously against the best teams in Europe and Arsenal as well. Inter Milan in this league are predicted to finish in 5th place, slap bang in the middle there. So anything above that I would consider a success, to be honest, because if they are beating teams like PSG, Liverpool, Man City and Bayern Munich, then yes, I would agree that is a huge success for them. Now, I didn't actually do a select any players in this tactic, but what I would say is if we take a look at the assistant report, it will give me what they would consider to be the best 11. So this is kind of what you would consider to see the most. So Dumfries, Bastoni, Skriniar, those type of players. Barella and Brozovic, obviously they're two fantastic players that are great for this role. And the strikers of Martinez and Correa obviously are considered to be the 2 best strikers for this role. And even if like you consider the test league, you can't see any of our players in the goal statistics, we're still there 4th place with 33 goals in the Lautaro Martinez. Joaquin Correa got 21 and even Dzeko got 16 goals in this test league. So even though we are playing against the best players in the world, we're still getting very good ratings. We're getting very good statistics and very good, obviously, results with this. I think it's fantastic. I'm really excited for you guys to try this tactic. Obviously, the link will be left down in the description. Let me know. What do you think about this? The Segundo Volante roles, if anything, it makes me think that this is a very intelligent tactic for the match engine. Not only is it secure defensively, but going forward, it gives you so many options and giving that security of the inverted wing backs. So let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, smash a like button if you can, and I'll keep bringing you fantastic tactic videos like this using the test league now that we have access to it. Thank you once again to Coinberg and Stick Piano and etc. for everybody who's worked on this test league, and thank you for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.